this be a normal field trip? With a friend? No way!
Cruising on down Main Street, you're relaxed and feeling good. Next thing that you know, you see an octopus in the neighborhood. Surfing on a sound wave, swinging through the stars. Take a left at your intestine, take your second right past Mars on the magic school bus. Alligator nostril, climb on the magic school bus. Make a plankton too.
Take that!
On our magic school bus. Drop the river of lava on the magic school bus. Such a fine thing to do. So strap your bones right to the seat. Come on in and don't be shy. Just to make your day complete. You might get baked into a pie on the magic school bus. Step inside, it's a wild ride. Come on, ride on the magic school bus.
This is terrible. I've lost some of the rocks and minerals from my collection. What am I going to do?
Lost rocks? Lost minerals? Not a problem, Arnold. We'll take a field trip and go directly to the source.
Hey everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Lilbumblebear's Let's Play. I'm Kristen, and we are here with more Magic School Bus. This is Explorers Inside the Earth. I hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below, do you remember this game? And of course subscribe for more nostalgic gaming. Check out the playlist in the description box, see all the other Magic School Bus games on my channel. I have a Twitter and Instagram you can follow, and I have a Discord server open to everyone. The invite link can be found in the description box as well. Alright, let's begin. Enjoy.
Sometimes volcanoes are explosive, and sometimes they're not.
The Subduction Zone by Carlos. Click on the tab to see the other section of this report. Destroying crust. Ring of Fire. If you look at a map of active volcanoes and earthquakes, you'll see that most of them occur around the Pacific Ocean. Indonesia, Japan, the northwestern United States, Mexico, Chile. They all have them. This pattern is called the Ring of Fire. What comes up must go down. You might wonder, since new crust is being made all the time, if the Earth is getting bigger. Well, it's not. And that's because sooner or later, these plates have to sink back down into the mantle. Thin ocean plates will sink down beneath a thick plate that has a continent on top of it. So the ocean plate gets shoved or subducted down into the mantle, and the ocean floor is turned back into mantle rock.
Active volcanoes are chock full of exciting stuff, like magma and gases. Volcanoes by Wanda. Volcano Basics. What are they? Some mountains are volcanoes. They are made when hot molten rock called magma spills or explodes out of holes in the earth. These holes are called vents. The magma collects in a magma chamber deep under a volcano. The pressure in the magma chamber builds up until the magma pushes up and comes out on the surface of the earth. After it reaches the outside of the earth, magma is called lava. As lava cools, it hardens and builds up on top of the mountain. This makes the mountain get bigger every time there's a volcanic eruption. Cinder volcanoes. Cinder volcanoes are tall and steep and form quickly. Their thick, sticky magma makes it hard for gases to escape. But when the gases do pass through, they cause very explosive eruptions with gritty volcanic ash which builds up a small mountain. Volcanoes around the world. Hawaii. The biggest volcanoes on Earth are located above hot spots in the Earth's mantle. Mauna Loa on the island of Hawaii is a shield volcano formed above a hot spot. A hotspot is an area of the Earth which is always forming magma. The hotspot stays in the same place, but the ocean plates above it move over time, causing new volcanoes to be formed in a string. This is how many of the Pacific Islands were formed. Mount St. Helens. 2 months before Mount St. Helens, a composite volcano in Washington state erupted. It began having little earthquakes. The magma chamber inside pushed out, creating a huge bulge on the north side of the mountain, alerting scientists that it might erupt soon. Suddenly, the part of the mountain with the bulge slid down the mountain, and as it slid, pressure was released. The entire north side of the mountain was blown out. Ash rained down, shockwaves toppled trees, and melted ice and snow caused avalanches of mud. In a few short moments, the mountain was reduced by 1/6 of its size. 59 people died from the eruption. Today, the area is a national monument where people can study volcanoes. Igneous rocks. Hot rocks. Igneous rocks begin deep in the earth as magma, which is hot, melted rock material. When a volcano erupts, the molten lava and ash cools into extrusive igneous rocks on the surface of the earth. Other igneous rocks form when the magma cools underground. These are called intrusive igneous rocks. All igneous rocks are made out of minerals, and they are named by what minerals they contain and how the rock was formed. Extrusive rocks. Igneous rocks that form outside the earth are called extrusive rocks. They form from cooled lava, which is magma that comes out of the ground. Since the lava cools very quickly, the rocks have very small crystals, which are hard to see. Some extrusive igneous rocks are rhyolite, andesite, and basalt. Pumice is an extrusive igneous rock, but it is filled with holes created by trapped gases. Pumice can float because it has so much air trapped in it. Obsidian is a type of rock that cools so fast there is no time for crystals to grow. It's often called volcanic glass because it looks and breaks like glass. Intrusive rocks. Igneous rocks that cool inside the earth are intrusive rocks. Since the magma cools slowly, the minerals in intrusive rocks have time to become large crystals. Their mineral crystals are large enough to see without a microscope. Some intrusive igneous rocks are granite, diorite, gabbro, and peridotite.
Rocks are rockin'. Just click on the bus to start the adventure.
It's really neat to think that new rocks are being formed all the time. Some volcanoes send chunks of rock called bombs flying through the air. When the ocean floor moves apart, the mid-ocean ridge. Bye, Phoebe. If you want to check out the other section of this layers, mostly mantle. The middle layer of the Earth is the mantle. This is the thickest layer of the Earth. Just like the main fruity section is the thickest part of the peach. The mantle is incredibly hot. Globs of melted rock, called magma, are always trying to squeeze their way up through the top part of the mantle and through the crust. Sometimes the magma manages to make it all the way up and through to the top, where it comes out of a volcano. The crust is us. The crust is the outside layer of the Earth, which is the continents and the ocean floor. We live on top of the crust. The crust is the thinnest part of the Earth, sort of like the skin of a peach. Inside at the core, the Earth is a sphere made of 3 made layers. The inside layer, deep in the center of the Earth, is called the core. If the Earth were the same size as a peach, the core would be about the size of the peach pit. There are 2 parts to the core. The inner core is made of solid metal.
but it's the hottest part of the Earth, and the outer core is made of molten metal.
They might not look like much on the outside, but geodes are awesome on the inside. Geodes by Ralphie. Click on the tabs to check out other sections of my report. Mineral properties. True colors. Although minerals may form in lots of colors, they have one true color, which you can see when the mineral is ground up. To see this color, scrape the sample across the rough back of a tile. This test, called a streak test, shows the mineral's true color in the streak that it leaves behind. Most minerals leave a white streak, which you can't see, but metallic minerals leave streaks of distinct colors. What you can see. Every mineral has special properties. These are clues we use to identify it. Some properties are things like a crystal's shape. Another property is color. Some minerals, like malachite, are always one color, but many minerals can fool us by appearing in many different colors. And another property is luster, which is the way minerals reflect light. Pyrite, or fool's gold, always looks shiny like a mirror, while quartz always looks glassy. Crystal shapes. Following rules. Crystals always form in regular geometric shapes. There are 6 main crystal families. Some families form shapes like cubes, such as galena or halite, which is salt. Another family forms crystals that look like 6-sided columns topped with a pyramid, like quartz. But all minerals follow the rules for their family. They always build certain shapes or combinations of those shapes. Large or small. Some crystals grow to be very large and some are very small. The size of the crystal depends on how it is formed. If a crystal is formed slowly with plenty of room, it will be large. If the crystal is formed very quickly, it'll be small. Outer shape, inner beauty. Minerals are made up of chemical ingredients, and these chemicals are always arranged in a particular pattern. When a mineral crystal forms, its crystal face shows the inner arrangement of chemical ingredients. Geodes. On the outside, a geode looks like a gray or light brown sandy ball, but crack it open and inside are beautiful crystals. Most geodes form in a hole in igneous rock. Dissolved chemicals in the hole slowly form well-shaped mineral crystals. Special geode minerals. Most of the minerals found in geodes are either calcite or quartz. If you break open a geode and can scratch the crystals with a knife, they're probably calcite. If the crystals are hard to scratch, they're quartz. Geodes are cool once you crack them open.
Canyons are really cool because they're like giant geological diaries.
The Grand Canyon by Tim. Click on the different tabs to check out all the sections of my report. Sedimentation. What? Sediments are grains of sand that are made of other rocks or minerals. Sediments can get moved around by wind, rain, rivers, glaciers, and oceans. When the little grains of sand drop out of the wind, water, or ice, and are deposited on the ground, then that is called sedimentation. Those layers of sediment can get covered by other layers or strata, like the layers of a cake. The bottom layers of sediment can get scrunched down flat by the layers on top, and the weight from the strata on top eventually cements the tiny grains of sediment into solid rock. Rock factory. There are 3 kinds of sedimentary rock: clastic, organic, and chemical. Clastic rocks are formed from little pieces of broken rock. Sandstone is a clastic rock made of tightly packed sand grains. Organic rocks are made from plant or animal remains. Ocean plants and animals use calcite crystals to make their hard parts. When they die, the hard parts are left, and this makes the rock limestone. Chemical rocks are formed by chemical changes, such as evaporation. Rock salt is a chemical rock. It's what you'll find on the ground after a salty lake or sea dries up. Rock history. Sedimentary rocks are like history books that tell us the story of what Earth was like a long, long time ago. Think of sedimentary rocks as clues. Clues that can help us to figure out things like which areas were on land and which areas were underwater. For instance, pieces of limestone might tell us where a coral reef formed long ago, and a layer of coal might show us where a swamp or a prehistoric forest once lived. Erosion. Rivers shape the earth. Rivers and streams may not seem very powerful, but they have helped to shape our earth. The rivers sort the sediments by first dropping the bigger, heavier grains like boulders down into the riverbed, and then carrying the smaller, lighter grains such as mud way out to sea. Rivers carve out valleys, and in some places where there are no trees, they can create really, really cool landscapes like canyons. It's hard to imagine, but it's true. All it takes is one little river with a whole lot of patience. Glaciers.
Glaciers form in the very coldest places, like way up high in the mountains, where it's so freezing cold that the snow can't all melt. The snow piles up and forms ice. Thick layers of ice that move are called glaciers. Eventually, the glacier is so heavy that it slowly slides downhill, eroding rocks in its path and carrying them down with it as it slides. Lower down the mountain, when the glacier finally melts, it lets loose all those rocks that were frozen in the ice, and it carves nifty shapes into the land. For instance, Yosemite Valley has steep-sided walls that were carved out by glaciers.
Breakdown. Land that is exposed to ice, wind, and water is gradually worn down by them. Here's an example of how it works. Chemicals in rain, temperature changes, and any number of other things can eat away at an exposed rock. The rock gets weaker and weaker until it finally breaks apart. This is called weathering. You could say it's called weathering because of what the weather does to the rock. After this, the rock pieces that are made from weathering get swept away by water, ice, or wind. This is called erosion. All across the surface of the earth, erosion is busy happening.
It's really cool that caves get made by water underground. There are fabulous things in caves, like
It's amazing to think that something as big as the Grand Canyon was made by a river.
caves aren't creepy at all. They're awesome. Vaults are fascinating because they're giant cracks in the earth. Faults by Dorothy Ann. Click kinds of faults. Kinds of faults. Faults are cracks in the rocks on the surface of the earth. When the rocks move on either side of the crack, that makes an earthquake. There are different kinds of faults. One kind is where rocks are shoved away in an up-down movement. This is called a normal fault. A reverse fault has the same up-down movement as a normal fault, but one side is being pushed on top of the other side. The third fault type has a side-by-side movement, where the rocks slip past each other. This is called a strike-slip fault. The San Andreas Fault in California is a famous strike-slip fault. Kinds of faults. Faults. Earthquakes. Shake, rattle, and roll. Earthquakes start way down at a spot inside the crust called the focus, which is where rocks release their pent-up pressure along a fault line. During an earthquake, Shockwaves start at the focus and move outward in all directions. Quake zone. Really strong earthquakes can make terrible things happen. Highways break apart, buildings crash down, fires start, and even worse. An earthquake may last less than a minute, but when it's over, things can be completely changed forever. If you live in a place that might have an earthquake someday, you can learn how to protect yourself in case one happens near you. Metamorphic rocks. Regional metamorphic rocks. There are many different kinds of metamorphic rock. Slate is a metamorphic rock that is made from mudstone. They look very similar. Its lined-up minerals make it easy to split into thin sheets for blackboards or roof tiles. Schist is a glittery metamorphic rock with wavy lines of minerals and new crystals like garnets grow in it. The minerals and gneiss line up into black and white bands that look like a zebra. Regional metamorphic rocks. There are many different kinds of metamorphic rock. Slate is a metamorphic rock that is made from mudstone. They look very similar. Its lined-up minerals make it easy to split into thin sheets for blackboards or roof tiles. Schist is a glittery metamorphic rock with wavy lines of minerals and new crystals like garnets grow in it. The minerals and gneiss line up into black and white bands that look like a zebra skin. But maybe the best known of all the metamorphic rocks is marble. Marble, made from limestone, is a beautiful rock that has been used for centuries to make statues and buildings.
Click on the gear shift to find out where this bus can take us. Then, click on the Go button to get there. Welcome! Do you feel like helping Arnold find the missing samples from his rock and mineral collection? First, listen closely. There are 3 kinds of rocks: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Arnold is missing one of each, and he's also missing a mineral. Now, check out those 4 empty spaces in Arnold's collection box. Click on one to hear your first clue about the missing samples. Minerals are the building blocks of rocks, and many of them take crystal forms. Minerals are found all over the earth. Quartz is Arnold's missing mineral, and of course, you'll be able to track it down. Minerals are the building blocks of rocks. Minerals are the building blocks of rocks, and many of them take crystal forms. Minerals are found all over the earth. Quartz is Arnold's missing mineral, and igneous rocks form when magma or lava cools and crystallizes. They're usually found near land volcanoes or at mid-ocean ridges. Arnold's missing igneous rock is andesite. It would be out of sight if you could find it. Sedimentary rocks are made when tiny grains get pressed together. They are found in many places, like canyons, faults, and caverns. Arnold missing sedimentary rock is soft coal. So our goal is to find it. Metamorphic rocks have been changed by heat or pressure under the earth. They are found at faults and places where very deep rocks have been exposed, like the bottom of a canyon. Arnold's missing metamorphic rock is slate, and I think it's fate that you're going to find it.
You can do some really great stuff at the geo table. Click on a rock and move it to the table. Then use the tools to examine it. Click on me if you need help using the geo table.
This Earth Kitchen is super cool. To be a rock chef, just follow the recipe. If you're not sure where to find an ingredient, check out the shakers or look through the drawers. If you need help with the Earth Kitchen, just click on me.
Welcome to the Rock Transformer. You can put stuff into the Rock Transformer and see what kind of rock it's made out of, or you can put a rock in and see what it makes. This rock is untransformable. Sorry. Chalk is used to make school chalk. Graphite can be used to make pencil lead. This rock is untransformable. This rock is untransformable. Sorry. Sandstone and granite are used to make building blocks. Shale is used to make bricks. Marble is used to make statues, like this beautiful one of me. This rock is untransformable. Sorry, this rock is untransformable. Sorry.
Now you get to dress up me and Keisha in whatever outfits you choose. Click on the arrows to make us try on all kinds of hats, shirts, pants, and shoes.
This is a map of what the world looked like 250 million years ago. There was one big ocean, and all the continents were joined in one huge landmass called Pangaea. So, you want to play the Pangaea puzzle? Click on a puzzle piece and drag it onto the globe.
How quickly can you help me across this giant fault? Control my jumping power by using your mouse. The longer you hold down the button, the farther I'll jump when you let go. Watch out! Yes! Watch out! Hooray for geysers! Yes! 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 Watch out! Wow! Yes! Whoa! Terrific!
kind of volcanic eruption can you create? Select your variables, low, medium, or high heat, and gas or no gas. Then click on the button to start erupting. Just combined medium heat with gas and made a composite volcano. Many composite volcanoes are tall and have alternating layers of lava and ash. Since the lava is sticky, it can't flow very far before it becomes solid. This volcano has ash layers.
Race. Can you get your bat out of the cave maze first? Use your up and down arrow keys to move your bat. Use the left and right arrow keys to control your bat's flying speed.
It's geode time. Click on a crystal to deposit water full of minerals into the hole. Then,
How long can you keep all this lava from flowing in? Do you want to try your hand at cave paint?
click on the gear shift to find out where this bus can take. Do you have gold fever? Pan for gold nuggets by moving Carlos with your left and right arrow keys. Flip the sifter by pressing the spacebar. Good.
Set a what? Sediments are grains of sand that are made of other rocks or minerals. Sediments can get moved around by wind, rain, rivers, glaciers, and oceans. When the little grains of sand drop out of the wind, water, or ice and are deposited on the ground, then that is called sedimentation. Those layers of sediment can get covered by other layers or strata, like the layers of a cake. The bottom layers of sediment can get scrunched down flat by the layers on top, and the weight from the strata on top eventually cements the tiny grains of sediment into solid rock. Rock factory. There are 3 kinds of sedimentary rock: clastic, organic, and chemical. Clastic rocks are formed from little pieces of broken rock. Sandstone is a clastic rock made of tightly packed sand grains. Organic rocks are made from plant or animal remains. Ocean plants and animals use calcite crystals to make their hard parts. When they die, the hard parts are left, and this makes the rock limestone. Chemical rocks are formed by chemical changes, such as evaporation. Rock salt is a chemical rock. It's what you'll find on the ground after a salty lake or sea dries up. Rock history. Sedimentary rocks are like history books that tell us the story of what Earth was.
Wahoo! This is fun!
Glaciers and ice sheets now occupy 10% of the Earth's surface.
Welcome to the fun.
Whoa, that gust of wind blew sand right into my eyes.
Did you know that it takes millions of years for sand to turn into sedimentary rock?
Do you have gold fever? Pan for gold nuggets by moving Carlos with...
I can't believe that little river made this huge canyon.
Well, that little river has been carving it for 5 million years. That's erosion for you.
I really dig erosion.
Did you know that it takes millions of years?
Wahoo! Here we are at a favorite of mine, a mighty fine mountain. But there's more here than meets the eye.
Huh? Steam? Mountains don't usually have steam. Unless...
Unless what?
Never mind, Arnold. It's probably not a volcano.
Oh, I sure hope you're right.
This crystal looks glassy. What's a gemstone?
Gemstones, like rubies, diamonds, and sapphires, are extremely hard crystals.
These crystals all look like they're different. There must be a million different crystal shapes.
Actually, Ralphie, there are only 6 basic crystal shapes, but they come in many, many different sizes. Now that we're actually inside of a geode, everything's become crystal clear.
sure. I said I love geodes, but I don't remember saying I wanted to go inside one.
The most beautiful crystals grow inside of geodes.
It's geode time.
How quickly can you...
Wahoo! Here we are at a favorite of mine, a mighty fine mountain. But there's more here than meets the eye.
This is such a cool-looking mountain. It's shaped like an upside-down ice cream cone.
Like a cone? I think I read that some volcanoes are cone-shaped.
Igneous rock is made when melted rock cools down.
Hey, this mountain's smoking. Some mountains are actually volcanoes, so maybe it will blow.
What's that machine?
It's a tilt meter. It measures bulges in the ground to see whether the melted rock underneath is rising to the surface.
Oh, so if the molten rock is rising, we might get to see the volcano erupt.
This is a seismograph. It records earthquakes, which can happen under a volcano.
Earthquakes? Volcanoes?
Yep. If an earthquake happens under a volcano, that means molten rock called magma is rising towards the surface. Then the volcano could erupt.
What kind of volcanic eruption? Geology is the...
This is a map of what the world looked like.
First things first, class. Who can tell us about plate tectonics?
According to my research, the surface of the Earth is made up of round, flat pieces called plates. These plates fit together like the pieces of a giant jigsaw puzzle.
Bodacious! And plate tectonics explains how plates are made and destroyed.
What do plate tectonics have to do with where we are now?
Everything. We're at a mid-ocean ridge.
Oh, I know what that is. A mid-ocean ridge is where two plates are moving apart.
Correctamundo! Now, what happens when the plates move apart?
The food falls off of them?
Oh, Carlos, what a sense of humor. Where the plates move apart, melted rock called magma pushes its way up through faults in the ocean floor.
As magma cools, it adds new igneous rock to the edge of the plate.
And it forms new land like this mid-ocean ridge.
I think this mid-ocean ridge is outrageous.
How quickly can you help me?
I'll see you soon, after this ride in my hot air balloon.
The Frizz is definitely the most interesting teacher I've ever had. I feel the earth move under my feet. Metamorphism can turn shale into slate or limestone into marble. That is so hot, it's cool.
This rift valley is so cool. There are so many layers to examine in the fault walls.
As I always say, faults are fabulous.
I wonder what she eats for breakfast. I wonder what Dorothy Ann and Ralphie are doing.
Another earthquake? This is weird.
Actually, it's quite normal. There are over 2,000 earthquakes a day all over the world, and very few of them end in disaster.
Wahoo! Here we are at a favorite of mine, a mighty fine mountain.
I wish I could hang upside down like all these bats.
I may study the stalagmite. Then again, I might not.
It's pretty dark down here. I bet it's a great place to play hide and seek.
What are those icicle-looking things hanging down from the ceiling? They're called stalactites. Stalactites hang tight to the ceiling.
This cave is incredible.
The Earth is so cool. It made all those stalactites and stalagmites without any help from people.
Do you want to try your hand at cave paint? It's a bat race!
I've never seen a rock this shape. It looks just like an icicle.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this brief gameplay of the Magic School Bus, going inside the Earth, looking around, and of course learning about volcanoes and all sorts of rocks. It's such an awesome game. So yeah, let me know which area we visited was your favorite. Maybe there's a type of mineral or rock or gem that you like. Feel free to share, and of course subscribe so you don't miss out on future nostalgic gameplays. Remember, you are special and loved, you are never alone, and you're always welcome to come back and hang out anytime. Until the next video, God bless. I will see you all later. Bye-bye, everyone.